questions at any time, just unmute and ask a question, okay? So you make sure that we understand this, and no question is too silly, or we don't understand what this looks like necessarily for you either on the outside. So we want, to help us as well. So yeah, this is the Teams channel we created so that we have a place for mentoring folks across the state to share resources, can share files, and you can also post, ask questions, share information just by post, and you can also chat with individuals on here too. So Chad, I'll let you take it away and share
Great.
about the channel and see if we all have joined to start with, right?
Yeah, so the first question is, everyone who's on, did you all receive the email from Mary last week on Friday? I believe it went out, or the invite went out, and have you joined and were you able to get in? If not, that's okay. We will take a couple moments just to kind of walk through those screenshots and make sure you get in this morning. But if you are all in, I can skip a couple of these steps for this help session. So is there anyone who's on who has not gotten in to get connected to the team? You can put it in the chat or unmute and share. Okay, so that's good. So everyone got in through the invite. So I'll skip through a couple of the slides. So this will look familiar that you got in and you had to get a verification code, enter that in, accept, and then you got to this screen to say, all right, I'm going to join and get in. So we just want to highlight a couple of the ways that you can access the Teams channel and the Teams group. One is download the Windows application. Just download it directly to your computer. This is recommended just because it's ease of accessing the information, full access to all of the functions of the Teams platform. Just makes it a little more streamlined. But you can also join using the web app version as well. That just opens it up in a web browser. So you can also join that way. There is a mobile app that you can download as well and use it then on a phone or tablet device if you want to do that in addition to, or instead of having it on your desktop computer. The other thing is, if you as a individual or an organization already have a Teams account or a Teams application, you can have it just added to your existing Teams account or app, and there's an option there to do that. So, all right. So now that you have done that and you're in, I'm just going to highlight a couple slides, and then I'm going to go out of presentation mode and the slides and show you then in the team channel itself, and we'll practice a couple things with it. But you can make posts. Enter a post onto the main kind of feed of the channel. This is where the majority of kind of the content happens in Teams. You do that by clicking on new conversation. You'll enter the text or the post. You can format it by highlighting or bolding things, or just go ahead and just type away. And you can tag people in the post. So you can tag Mary if you want to highlight her, or your fellow colleagues if you are wanting to ask someone a specific question. So it'll just tag anyone who's a member of it. So if it's not coming up to @tag them, and again, I'll show you this in a moment, then that means they're not a member, and we can invite them or make sure that they're signed in. You can also reply to it. You can do messages and add comments to them. You can like a message, things like that. So we'll show you that in a moment. From here, you can also access files. This is where you can upload files or download files and documents that are on there for your own use or viewing. And right now we have a few folders created that are organized generally by elements of effective practice documents or topics. And a couple extra ones in there. So as you are sharing files, if there's anything you share or want to upload, just upload directly into here. Again, I'll show you that in a moment and we'll practice it. But don't worry about creating subfolders or putting it in the right spot. Staff here will monitor it and will organize it periodically, and just kind of depend on how many get uploaded to for you to create other folders. So but that's how you can access the files that are part of this channel for file sharing and document sharing, resource sharing. And lastly, of kind of the last function of it is there's a chat feature. So again, you can chat within teams with those that are part of this group. And so you first go to the chat button icon, which for most of you is probably on the left-hand side of the teams. And then you click on here at the top, the new message button or a new chat button, and then it'll open up a blank one where you can enter the person's name. So you search for them. Again, you can chat with one person or a group of people, many people in a chat. And only those that are part of that chat will see that message. So this is not something that we will see or monitor or have access to. It's just those who are part of that individual or that group chat that's happening. And then there's a way you can access here these chats or this, and that's where you can go to manage your notifications, get kind of a couple other kind of settings, so to speak, for your channel of when you get dinged or notified about something. All right, so I'm gonna hop out of this for a moment. And then I'm going to switch screens here to show you the channel. All right, so I am showing you our IMP programs Teams channel. You should be seeing this here. Right now, just got basically a couple welcome messages. Eventually, it'll be populated with how you can do that and sharing other resources and things like that. If you just have this as the only Teams group and Teams channel, that'll be the only thing that shows up here in your Teams column. Obviously, we have this as an organization, so I have multiple kind of groups and teams that I'm a part of. And you might as well if you use this for other purposes. So everyone, once you are in, this is what you should see. If you don't, then we can talk about that. So I guess I just want to make sure that everyone is in, and maybe you can follow along as I do this. So are there any questions at this point or any difficulty getting to this screen setting? Karen?
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I thought I had joined the team on Friday after Mary sent that, and I have had some issues. We primarily use Google, and so ever since I signed in, I loaded the app on my desktop. We do have Microsoft. I think it's 365 as well, but I keep getting a weird message, and Teams keeps opening up as soon as I log in every day, and it says that I have to pay for Microsoft, which we don't, because we have it, like through I forget the others, tech thing, TechSoup, but I can't see that how to get to that screen that you're showing. So I'm thinking maybe I'm not in the setting.
So is for the account you have for your Office 365 and Teams, is that associated with the email that you got the invite to? Like, is that, or is it associated with like a different email or like login?
I thought it was the one that Mary had sent.
Okay.
And
so when you got there, did you, let me just pull this over for a minute. This is a good question. When you got to this screen here, did you say already have a Teams app and just click launch it now? Or did you say download the Windows app? I feel like it should catch it.
I thought I downloaded the Windows app.
Okay. But I wonder if you already had it. And so I wonder if there's a way we can talk maybe later offline about how to, is there a way to connect the two?
Yeah.
But Angie, you have a similar situation? Yes. Okay. So you have Teams at your for your program. Oh, you use Google. Okay. It shouldn't matter if you use Google as like an email or anything, because I know both Mary and I tested it out too with our personal accounts, which we have Google accounts, and we were able to join and get logged in. So if there's an error message that's coming up, then we can try to work through that.
And we should be able to get to the app like you did, even though we're in a Teams meeting, right?
Yes.
Because when I go to the app, it just says loading Teams and nothing's happening.
Okay.
Oh, maybe it's loading. Hang on.
That's good. That's what this is all about, making sure we can.
So then I get the message that says, to keep using Teams, you must upgrade your subscription and upgrade now. And then it won't let me just log in because it wants me to pay. And we've already paid. I'm like, we don't need to pay. We have the free version through TechSoup. So.
And this app is not a paid app or subscription either. Like this should be, if it's a free app to download or use for what we're doing, there shouldn't be cost associated with what we set up.
So maybe I just need to re-sign in again. I'll keep trying to troubleshoot it.
And Chad, on my end, it shows that says at the top IMP programs, Microsoft Teams channel help session, and then it's got in the circles everybody that's up there, and then to the side it's chat, and there's something that says join, and when I try to do that it pulls up your slide screen then. So maybe I'm in.
That's just the webinar. If it says the Teams channel help session at the top, that's just the webinar.
That's what we're on right now.
Yeah.
Which, so Teams, we use this as our like webinar platform as well, but then what we're doing also, Microsoft Teams has this like kind of forum or like a page, if you want to call it, kind of Facebook type page option, and that's what we set up. So this is what you should have received an email invite to join. And so, yeah, if you don't have two screens and you're trying to get to what I'm showing here on your webinar screen, then you'll need to minimize the webinar screen to like get to this or just make some notes as we go along. And so on this page here, this is where you click on new conversation, and it just is at the bottom, and you can just start typing whatever it is. And you can hit enter, you just hit the little arrow send button, and it'll send. If you want to mention or tag someone, you hit the @ sign, and then you can type their name, Mary. Let me see if it will pull up Karen, or actually it would be your email. Is everybody wins, I think, right? Yep, so there it is. So I could tag that. And then it just kind of notifies that person and that that they got it. Everyone will see what you post here in this general post or feed of the group. So keep that in mind. But I do that. This is where you can format it if you want to like add bullets to your message or whatever you're trying to do. Again, this is all extra, you know, things. Really, you just can enter your post and then hit send, or you can delete it if you're like, wait a minute, I don't want to send that. So that's the forum here, the post. One other thing in here is right on this page, you can also add and upload attachments, whether it's an image or a file or a document. So I could say, check out this new resource, or it's a follow-up from maybe one of the monthly coffee chats or something. And you go to attach, and then you're going to browse or upload from your computer. So that's most likely what you'll do. If you click upload from my computer, it'll go to where you can select what file you want, and I'll upload this. Maybe I have it open. Hold on one moment. All right. Okay, let me try it again. I had it open. So then I selected it, and it will upload, and I hit send. And any files or documents you upload right in here will show up in the files tab as well. So there's two places you can actually upload files. And then this is where you can reply, and you can say, thanks, great resource, or whatever it is. And again, you have the same options to add emojis or GIFs or whatever along the bottom. So then files are at the top. In files, then you can see here, this was the test file that I uploaded, and it shows up here. Again, if you want to view it, you just click on it. You can view it right in this mode here. And it's there. Or obviously will probably want to download it. So as you're in here, you can go to these three dots and click download, and then you'll be able to download it onto your computer and save it where you want to. So most likely that's what you're going to do. You might view it just to see like, oh, is this useful, and then you will want to download it if you want to save it. Or you can, if you have the option to open in the desktop app, that'll open up in Word in this case, or if it's an Excel document or PowerPoint, things like that. To get back, just hit close, and that will take you back to the files. You can also, right from here, if you're like, oh yeah, I was on the March professional development webinar, I wanted that PowerPoint. You don't want to open it because you know what it is. You can go right here in these three dots and download it directly this way as well. So again, there's different ways you can do that. And again, these are folders. Eventually there'll be some materials populated in here. But this is where you can just click down arrow, upload a file. And again, it'll open up that file manager for you to select the file from your computer. Or you can just drag and drop a file in here that you want as well. So again, there's a couple different ways that you can do that. And then there's this little, if you're in a subfolder, you're like, how do I get back? Here's your little line about where you're at. So I want to go back to the general file folder, and they're right there. So that's how we do this. And then the last thing to highlight is the chat. And so again, you just go to the chat icon here. You click on new chat button up here. And you can just, again, it'll pull up those that are associated with the group that you're in on. Mary and Karen was on here. So here I'm going to start a message between Mary and Karen and myself. And then it will show up when you're logged into Teams. It'll show up there, and then you can reply. You can add an emoji like, oh yeah, I like that, whatever works for you that way. So, and then this is just how you get back to your Teams from chat. You have this little menu bar on the, generally it's on the left-hand side. All right, questions, comments on this? Mary, what else would you add?
I don't. I think it's just getting in and I don't have anything else, but just getting in and playing around with it too, and just posting. And I know, I'm sorry, Lynn and Kim, we're having a hard time getting on, and we are recording this and we will host again, but just getting into the team and yeah, posting, chatting, just trying to download a file, whatever, and just ask us, ask us questions with any of this. And it's frustrating, like Angie's still trying to figure out how to join. And I can resend, if you didn't try to join when it was first sent, I can resend to invite people again.
And so again, this is the copy of what the email looks like when it comes through. Check your spam too. It might show up there if you didn't see it. And it comes from this Microsoft Teams, this no reply at email.teams.microsoft.com. So that could be something you can check for. We'll share the slides out too. But the last thing I wanted to mention is there are these additional Microsoft Teams has a variety of kind of little short tutorial videos, and these were 3 that I found that could be helpful. They're maybe a couple minutes, and just some of the functions that I highlighted of how you can, like, what the Teams and channel is, just an overview, how to write and posts or messages or chats, and then the third one is just a review recap of how you upload or find files within it. So I think this will be pretty easy because it's a smaller team and group right now. There's not a lot in there, so you should be able to find things pretty easily. And you can always email Mary if you have questions or issues. And then finally, that there is Mary sent you all an invite to join, but there is a way for others to invite your colleagues, your coworkers. So if there's others in your office that don't regularly get Mary's email listserv messages, because I know we don't have everyone's email online, to please you can go ahead and send them the invite to this particular team. So again, Mary will work on getting that out to you. Or again, we'll share this out so that you have it to invite others on your mentoring team if there's others in your office.
So the only thing I would ask too, since Kim and Lynn just joined too, were you able to join the team? Did you receive the email and were you able to join?
This is Lynn. I received the email. I clicked on it and then I got confused. At one point it said it was going to delete my Gmail. I was like, okay, not going to do that. So I have some learning to do.
So I will probably have to re-invite you too, because the code is time limited if you didn't join right away. So I can resend it to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, again, this shouldn't delete or change anything that you have. It should allow you to just have a free access to this channel. So we just want to make sure that, yeah, if you notice like it's trying to change something, then please stop and reach out, and we can help with that. Karen, did you have a question or?
Well, more of a comment, because I really do think as I put in the comments, that I think maybe it would be better or best to access Teams from Microsoft Edge, but then there is an issue with that too, because the first thing that popped up is, would you like it to be your default browser? And, you know, they want to complete all your Microsoft setup, which then changes your settings from Chrome to Microsoft, which you don't want to do if that's what we use for we use Google and Gmail. So I'm just going to try to troubleshoot a little bit more.
Yeah, you can use Edge. It's just saying, that's just something that says, you know, do you want this to be your default browser? Well, no, but you can still move forward, because I have a couple web browsers open for different things, and I just say no.
Yeah.
So it's the access to it. So
yeah. So.
Yep. Thanks though for sharing.
And did you say, I'm sorry, because I was trying to log into Microsoft to try to get the app to work. Did I accept, Mary, or do I need to have you resend that again? Am I in there or not? Am I in the team or not?
Well, it appears that you are, Karen. You're just now trying to figure out how you get back into it. So
right,
it appears that you're part of the team group.
Hey, well, that's good news. That's half the battle, right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. Well, I know we only had a half hour scheduled for this, so I want to be respectful of time, but I'm able to stay on for a few more minutes if there's other questions or comments. Again, we'll share the resources out, and there'll be another session next week. But any other questions, comments?
And when is the session next week again?
It's the 31st.
Wednesday. At what time?
Let me confirm, 3 p.m.
Okay, great. I'm going to rejoin you for that one too, just to see if I can get things working by then.
Sounds good.
All right.